Progressives, this is your trigger warning. Well, big controversy. President Trump said there was going to be a bloodbath. Of course, this is what the mainstream media is going to show you. Now, is not telling the whole truth the same as lying? Yeah. I'm Roman Catholic. We call it a lie of omission. Not telling the whole truth is the same as lying. Let's check out a couple of people here, and then we'll make some comments.
He's going to exact a bloodbath.
He is endorsing political violence.
Are you stupid or something?
Says that he was talking about an economic bloodbath.
Yeah.
I don't know if I buy that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Well, let's see. There's MSNBC. Trump says there will be a bloodbath if he loses the election. And then, of course, on the bottom it says, came in a rally in Ohio in the context of auto manufacturing. But the big, bold print doesn't say that. The Biden campaign responded by criticizing the former president's threats of political violence. They put that in there. Isn't that interesting? Let's check out CBS. In Ohio campaign rally, Trump says there will be a bloodbath if he loses the November election. That's the lie of omission. Well, let's check out some more. Oh, look, our favorite, the New York Times. Trump says some migrants are not people and predicts a bloodbath if he loses. I love that they had to put in there migrants. Like somebody that's breaking into your house is a guest. It's just amazing to me. They had to throw that migrant thing in there, didn't they? The New York Times, one of the most premier newspapers in the world at one time, is now just a piece of garbage. Let's check some more. Oh, what do we have here? One of our favorites, Reuters. Those pieces of crap. Trump predicts the end of U.S. democracy if he loses in 2024 election. We don't have a democracy, you morons. We live in a republic. Let's check some more here. That's from The Hill, our friends at The Hill. Trump says some undocumented immigrants are not people, warns U.S. will see bloodbath if not reelected. Here we go again with the migrants and the bloodbath. He meant economic bloodbath, of course. If you're going to see the video at the end here, what Trump actually said. It's just amazing to me. And here's our friends at Politico. Trump says country faces bloodbath if Biden wins in November. It's incredible to me. It truly is. And we go through them all. Trump says he's going to be a bloodbath if he doesn't get elected and blah, blah, blah. Economic Times. U.S. presidential elections. Trump warns of bloodbath if he is not reelected. Daily Kos. Trump suggests it's going to be a bloodbath if he's not elected in November and blah, blah, blah. Spectrum News. Those of you giving money to Time Warner, a.k.a. Spectrum. Trump warns of bloodbath if he loses election in Ohio rally for GOP Senate candidate Bernie Moreno. Yep. Donald Trump chillingly warns. Dun, dun, dun. Wait a minute. I got to get the right sound effects here. Chillingly warns of a bloodbath in the U.S. if he isn't elected. Addressing the crowd as a guest speaker for a car dealership owner, Bernie Moreno's Senate primary campaign, car dealership guest speaker. Former President Donald Trump said it'll be a bloodbath if he isn't elected. These people suck so bad. Are they just trying to keep their own base? I don't know. I really don't. It's amazing to me. So let's watch the rest of this, and you tell me what you think.
He understands the way I deal. Those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us now. We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
He was talking about the manufacturing in Mexico and how he says, no, I'm not going to allow it. So look at those previous headlines. What I was going to say, newspaper headlines. I'm showing my age, but website headlines compared to what he really said. Now, I wasn't going to show the entire speech because I don't think it's necessary. But you see on the left there, NBC, CBS, Rolling Stone. They used to be the anti-culture when I was a kid. I'm 67. The Rolling Stone was the old, hippie, anti-establishment, anti-culture, mostly anti-establishment periodical. Of course, that's when they used to have physical newspapers and magazines. And all of a sudden now, all of these so-called liberal and progressive news organizations are all for the establishment. What the hell happened? Whatever happened to somebody, what's that old saying? Don't trust anybody over 30. That used to be quite common saying when I was a kid. It was the establishments we were going against, but now they are the establishment. You have to ask yourself, why are they so afraid of Donald Trump? Now, many of these periodicals and news organizations, a lot of them and their staff actually believe that the country will destroy itself and become a dictatorship if Donald Trump is elected. Those morons you cannot get through to. You just can't. It's like teaching a golden retriever how to play chess. You got zero shot. Maybe you have a better shot with a golden retriever than these people. But a lot of these people in these organizations, they know better. They know what the truth is. And they are so dug in because they don't know what else to do. They don't know what else to do. If they're not anti-Trump, then they are nothing. Why don't you promote the policies of Joe Biden? Now, he's an incumbent. He's got 3+ years behind him as president. Well, the list is endless. Dumping trillions of dollars into the United States with fiat currency, just causing the largest inflation since I was young in the late 70s, early 80s. That's a nice policy. How about the fact you let between 10 and 20 million people cross our border unlawfully, basically giving them an appearance ticket, which they will never show up for, to give hundreds of millions of dollars to these same illegals so they can go to the sanctuary cities of Chicago, New York, and L.A. and around the country and have their mayors, especially Eric Adams in New York, scream and holler, they're going to destroy the city. Well, you're the a-hole when you're running that said you want to be a sanctuary city. So shut up. Shut up. How about that policy? That's pretty good. How about the withdrawal from Afghanistan? And you morons out there that say that was Donald Trump, that's also a lie. That withdrawal was a effing disaster, resulting in the deaths of 13 U.S. Military personnel. And one of the fathers of the one of the 13 that were killed went to the State of the Union address and shouted his son's name that died for no reason, and Abbey Bridge, where he was when the bomb went off and killed the 13 military personnel, U.S. military personnel. And for that, I can see removing him from the chamber. Okay, I get that. But then they charged him with a misdemeanor. Now, whether it's going to stick or not, who knows? It's not the point. There's a good Biden talking point for you. How about the fact that the Abraham Accords were the thing that was mostly done to keep peace in the Middle East? Trump should have got a Nobel Peace Prize for that. Instead, he got criticism. Look at the Middle East now. Look at the world. Look at Russia and Ukraine. Look at all the wars breaking out in the Middle East. Look at China threatening Taiwan. Look at North Korea threatening even more South Korea. And now supposedly you have ICBMs that can reach our homeland from North Korea. You didn't hear about any of that when Trump was president. There's a good Biden policy talking point. How about the tax, the inflation tax, I call it, is the worst destructive tax you could ever put as inflation, and is especially harmful to low-income people. There's a Biden policy. You expect to put trillions of dollars into an economy and not expect inflation? Any first-year economics student knows that, but they did it anyway with thunderous applause. Well, I think I've said enough. Until next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.